I'm just like such a music fanatic. All I do is listen to music all night long. When I'm done trading, I'll just, do my emails, headphones on, earbuds. Can't stop listening to music all night long because I don't sleep much. 11 entry time on soybeans is 11:59:59. 11:59:59. Anybody out there? Nobody's saying a word. Just let me know you're out there. Anybody alive out there? Anybody alive? Okay. So I'm using a bracket of 8 on soybeans. And the other thing is I don't cancel this trade normally unless something really unusual happens because this is a trade we don't know when the news is going to come out, and we're probably never going to know what the news results were. I don't think even Financial Juice has anything to do with this trade. They won't say anything. So this is what I call a blind trade. The only way we'll know it that the news has been released most probably is we'll get filled. And it's usually a trade that fortunately there's volatility before it, but usually it's
US
a
Republican leader
safe
McCarthy says, I will
fill.
vote for a continuing resolution that
And an
continues
8
government
bracket
funding
on
into December.
soybeans is usually good. Soybeans are noisier than corn. Excuse me. I'm really sorry. So I'm not trading them both at the same time. And you can use the DMM for your setup. Just change up the targets a little. Use 9, 9 and 19, 9 and 18, something like that. Okay? And the reason I'm setting up a second trade is if there should be so much volatility on corn, which I'm preferring to trade, I would switch over to soybeans. And that has happened. The tick value is 1250, David, just like the S&P. So bracket of 8, a target of 7, 14, and
Gillen says we
22.
may have a few
Targets
days
of
after the
stop of
October 18th
15.
on debt limit.
Entry 11:59:59. And then my corn on the cob trade, and I don't mean to enable my soybean trade. I'm not trading soybeans. But if something happens with corn before the news comes out, I don't know if I can find the video. I'll look for it. Let me just set up my corn trade. Hold on. So corn, I'm going to use a slightly bigger bracket. Mark, I would use something in the 20s, low 20s probably. Mark is what I like. That's what I'm going to do, somewhere in the low 20s. I mean, it really depends on how good you are at management. You got to be careful because these reports can reverse very, very quickly. So for that reason, you probably don't want to make your third target too big. And I actually prefer to add my extra contracts on the first two and leave my third one smaller because of that. So I'm using low 20s for my third target. Now the stop on corn is 12, and I'm using a little bit bigger bracket, a 6. You can use the 5. I mean, really, you can. You can use up to 8, but shrink your targets by a couple of ticks if you use a bigger bracket. because these reports tend to move a lot. Look, if it's a dull report, then a bigger bracket will probably cost you money. And there have been, just because it's the quarterly grain report, it's not a guarantee that it's going to be a great moving report. There are no guarantees. There's been, a fair amount that have been dull. It happens. It happens. But it's more common that you'll get a decent move, especially because it's a quarterly report. And there's a lot of attention being placed on farmers and the struggles they've had with tariffs and, a lot of things that went on in the previous administration. Farmers have not had it easy. I think we all know that.
Fed's Powell says it is hard to see how long it will take for supply problems
Farmers
to
have
resolve.
not had it easy. So my first trade is corn. My first choice. Okay. So what I would do, let me see if I can find that video. Now, I'm very superstitious. So,
Seeing from Politico saying Manchin gave Schumer his terms. To
I
back
think
the
all
Biden plan.
traders are probably superstitious. It was a WASD trade, which is very similar to
Fed's Powell says tangled supply chains should abate over time.
this trade because they're both grain trades. I wish I would have labeled the darn WASD where I changed what I did, but I don't think I did.
Also from Politico saying
Let me
Schumer
see
signed
if by
Manchin's
some
memo
miracle
on
I
the
can find it.
$1.5 trillion top line for the plan.
Ah, you know what? It's February. It's February. I can tell. Okay, it's February. Let me find February. How do you pronounce February? February, right? February. I'm losing it. It's been a long day. Why do I not have February? February. There it is. So I think in February, that's it, February. It's like the Ayatollah Khomeini. In February, watch what happens. I was set. Nah, it's not February. Nope. It is not February.
Also from Politico, Manchin's memo on
Nope.
terms covers tax, energy, and spending.
Let me see. It was after February. Maybe it's March. If you can all bear with me, I'm going to find this and I'll show you what happened because it's kind of interesting. I hope I can find it. It might have been March. How do you pronounce March? March. If you're using limit orders, even if there's too big of a burst, it'll cancel it. I never use it because I don't want to cancel my trades if there's a big move, because sometimes it'll fill me, pull back just a very little bit, and it'll still work. There's some things that are in the software that were here before I got here. That's one of them. I don't generally
More
want
information
to
from
cancel a
Politico saying
trade
Schumer signed the
if it can be
signed
avoided,
Manchin's memo dated on July 28th.
because more often than not, trades, when you cancel them, they're good. I mean, okay, this was the report. Watch what happened in April. So in April, I had a corn trade set up, but it was less than a minute before the trade, and look what corn did. It acted as if the news had come out. It was WASD, not quarterly grains, but it's similar. The concept is, so what do? If you really want to trade the report and you have two choices, corn and soybeans. So I had two trades set up. right? You can see them. So the idea is I'm going to uncheck WASD, corn, and fast check soy, and it's going to change the instrument that I'm trading. So that's exactly what I did. Watch the move that corn makes before the report. You had to be fast to do this. That worried me. That looked like the news came out early. Uncheck, check soybeans, just in time. Soybeans made money. And you know what was funny? Corn wound up being safe anyway. Even though it had that crazy move, it was safe anyway. But it was smarter, in my opinion, to trade safely, right? I opted to be safe, to trade an index that wasn't going crazy before a report. That's, it's just a way that you can protect yourself. Let's check our time sync. There have been time periods on this trade, more so on the WASD, where there have been slow entries. In other words, entries after 30 seconds. So I would generally not cancel this trade, just as a general rule, because there's a history of grain reports sometimes triggering late. So I don't like to cancel them, okay? I don't like to cancel grain trades because of the history. All right, so my time is off, right? I'm 0.3 seconds ahead, so I need my dimension 4, right? Need my dimension 4 to help me out. Click the Sync Now button. Watch the synchronized. It's going to change. It's now putting me in sync using the server at location. That's what dimension 4 does. Then I close my time.is, close it, and bring it back. Bring it on back.
US Senator Toomey writes to SEC
And
chair
then
Gensler
do
on
time.is
trading
again,
platforms.
and bingo, I'm in sync. That's what dimension 4 does. Okay? That's what it's supposed to do. It doesn't mean it's going to always do it. All right? But it's going to do it most of the time.
Toomey says the SEC should not restrict retail investors' freedoms.
Now, I do have my charts already preset for my brackets. Okay? My charts are bracket preset. I'm going to double check my soybean setup. Beans, the musical fruit. Bracket of
Toomey
8.
says the SEC should be cautious
Showing
in
my age
regulating
on
digital
that. Nobody
platforms.
young knows that stupid thing. Targets of 7, 14, and 22. The key is the stop is 15 and the entry 11, 59, 59. Okay, wow, a lot of people here. Where'd you all come from? Where did you all come from? So just curious, who's trading? Who's trading? Who's trading live? Who's trading live? Who's trading live? You don't have to tell me what. Okay, a lot of people trading. A lot of people trading. Whenever I think of the word heaven, You know what I think of? Field of Dreams. Is this Iowa? No, this is heaven. Beautiful, beautiful line. AM, what do you mean? AM, what do you mean? I might try to stop you. Doing remote live. You're remoting into your computer? Hmm. Why don't, well, AM, I mean, that's not really crazy. It's actually, the only thing that worries me is resources getting there, being there, if you know what I mean. But having a trade set up, it's not so foolish, you know what I mean? It's only a question of system resources being used by remote, getting in remote. That's the only thing that I think about when doing something like that. I just want to have the majority of everything that I do not using as few resources as possible. You'll find out, right? Chantal says it's not much, and she remotes into her computer a lot. Chantal happens to be the smartest person I know. Way smarter than me. Now, folks, we have a lot of people watching on YouTube. Would a couple of you give us a like and sign up for the channel? Thanks for watching, and if you sign up, you'll know the next time we're going to be here streaming. We stream almost every day. So the markets are pretty calm. They're very calm. They're very calm. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just checking my setup and I don't want to uncheck it. Okay. KT, you could tell me what you're trying to do after the trade. So we're watching carefully. I'm watching for volatility of a insane amount, which I don't think I've ever seen on the grain report. Now, corn has been more volatile than grains today, than soybeans today. You could see that there's more ticks of movement in corn today. Neither is like off the wall. I mean, corn's got a bit of volatility. So I'm just watching and waiting, as the Moody Blues have said. Watching and waiting for someone to understand me. I hope it won't be very long. Isn't that something we all wish for? Corn is moving. It's a little bit active. I think I'm committed to corn. I probably shouldn't say that, but I think I am. 10 seconds. It's pretty rare to get a delayed fill in this report.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Wow.
US
Hey,
Treasury
people,
Secretary Yellen
I
says
just
the
made
US will likely end up in a recession,
$2,000.
in financial crisis.
I
in the
just
event
made,
of debt-
get out of your
in the event of debt
trades.
default.
Get out of your trades. This is a gigantic move. I just made $2,000 in 1 second. 1 second. This is the biggest trade I ever had in JOBB history. Okay? Not 1,000. Hold on, folks. I think I'm having a heart attack. I think I just had a heart attack. Hold on, I got to call 911. I have to call 911. Listen, I think this morning was like the greatest, nicest morning. Forget this trade. I think all the trade rooms were this morning. I had such a good time this morning. I just have to relax for a second. My heart is beating so fast that I think all my clothes just flew off my body. I'm actually sitting in my chair naked. When the $2,000 mark, my clothes, they flew off my body. I don't know why. All right, folks. Let me say hello. This does not happen often. That you don't often make $2,000, right? So this is not really me. I'm a lot younger in real life. I'm a lot younger. This is the old version of me. Also, I'm allowed to fool around now. I just made $2,000. I can do whatever the heck I want. I can curse now if I want. I can do anything. First of all, let me put on my cool glasses because it's pretty cool to make $2,000. Those are my cool glasses. They look better. Oh my God, you had it on sim. Oh, you didn't get filled, Jody? All right, let's talk the trade. Let's talk the trade. I just want to say hello to everybody. I'm excited and I'm happy, and you'll probably hear about this for a month that we made this much money. We're never going to stop. I'm going to send 5,000 emails today. Jody, what happened? What was your setup? What was your setup? So Chantal, the reason I love Chantal and the reason Chantal is the best is Juan Felipe